That's
Good, Johnny.
Oh, it says scheduled. There we go. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, boom, boom, the bombs bursting in there, boom, boom, came through the night, that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave? Oh, the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Great job, John.
I was drunk, y'all. I'm going to check myself into rehab now for the Instagrams.
Welcome, everybody out there in DPF land. This is Season 2, Episode 23. We're calling it the All-Star Break Blues. Just remember, DPF On Tap is brought to you by Pensive Technology, so check them out for all your networking, internet, and home automation needs at pensivetechnology.com today. Johnny, thanks so much for that demo tape for next year's Home Run Derby. Appreciate that.
We might have lost all 6 people that are watching, though.
That's all right.
Every mirror just shattered somewhere. Poor Bud.
So, in Chris fashion, he's on vacation, not with us this evening, but did get the first Fuck the Mets in at 7 with Bud, and at 7:01 Tracy.
We got any fuck John in there?
No,
not yet.
No positive, no constructive. So that's pretty good.
No, you
So,
go
ahead. Coming into this one, this second half, figured we'd go into a little bit of the Home Run Derby and the All-Star game and just chat about a couple of those things, and then we would go into, what do we think next, the second half of the year is looking like. So I guess we can go to Dugan first, but I'd love to hear from John, and I'll probably chime in here too. So let's talk about the Home Run Derby and the All-Star game. What did you like about the Derby? What did you like about the game? What would you try to do better or eliminate? And how do you think our Phillies representatives did?
I really like the Home Run Derby. I typically don't. I like the rule changes this year where it wasn't head to head in the first round, so that guys that actually, produced and hit home runs advance to the next round. I still think it's too long. I think they should probably shorten it from 40 pitches to maybe 30 or 25 in that first round, because it was still 3 hours long trying to watch that thing. Bohm was fantastic. I really didn't give him a chance to, because you don't see him as a power hitter, but he's got a nice swing, and I guess when he gets into a rhythm, he can launch him. And I know we were all hanging on that one that went just foul that would have put him into the finals. But I thought it was great. I enjoyed it. I thought every guy in there. It was nice to watch Alonso fail and Ozuna, not hit the ball well. I even enjoyed the game. I thought the game was pretty good. I thought they did a good job of highlighting some of the younger stars in the game, with Skeen starting, and then the kid from Oakland coming in and throwing gas, and I thought the Phillies, every guy had a hit. Sanchez 2 pitches, 2 outs. Strahm with a strikeout. Hoffman comes in, gets his one batter that he faced. I thought the Phillies showed out well. I thought it was a lot of fun. Both nights were a lot of fun.
Johnny, anything you'd try to eliminate or do differently?
I agree with Dugan. I'm glad they switched the rules for the Home Run Derby where it's not head to head, because I think up until last year it was still head to head. if I'm not mistaken. But even before that, remember back in the day, it was 10 outs. There was no time limit. And you'd see Josh Hamilton friggin' raking up there, and you'd be like, dude, when's this ending? You'd be still up like midnight, the Derby champion. I'm like, fuck, I got work. So, I like that aspect where, like, a guy like Bohm, the only thing I didn't like is Bohm had to wait, like, almost an hour, a while to bat again. So I didn't like that part. Maybe if they could figure something out between rounds. But I love the Derby. I was, we were texting and we were all excited for Bohm. I was surprised. Like, I really thought maybe, and I'm one of the biggest Bohm guys. You guys know I love Bohm. So I'm thinking like 12, 15 in the first round. Then he bows out and, all right, thank you. But he outlasted Alonso and Ozuna. It was great. Fuck the Mets, fuck the Braves. Like, what's more perfect? Like Duke had said too, that one that just missed. Like, I wish he would have got that and made it to the last round, but he showed up good, and our players in the All-Star game showed out good, and no base runners for the pitchers in the All-Star game. And the only thing I would change is, like I said in the Derby with the time between batters, but Harper brought it up recently, and when Harper speaks, usually like the team listens, but he's a prominent player in this league. The league will probably listen to. He wants to see the way when he grew up, everybody wear their individual team uniform. And while Manfred said he does like the American and the National League uniforms, they're going to have discussions about that. And I think that it could be the best of both worlds. Like, you could still make money off it because, like, the companies are still making your jerseys, right? So what you do for the All-Star game is just, boom, throw a patch and throw a patch on the side of your hat. It's the same people making it. You're still making money. And I'll go out and buy that jersey over some mismatched water ice flavor, like goofy, like uniform. You know what I mean?
Even if they make the patches available just to buy, and you got a Harper jersey, you can slap the patch on your Harper jersey.
My buddy does that. My buddy does that all the time. He'll go on eBay and just make his own shit.
Yeah. But, a bunch of people did that with the Super Bowl because you could buy the Eagles Super Bowl patch and slap it on your Eagles jersey. And
but
that would be another revenue stream. Selling the patches.
And one more thing too, with All-Star Weekend. Bring the old timers game back. Like, it doesn't even have to be old timers. Like guys that have,
alumni. Call it alumni.
Yeah. Because back in the day, like, the old timers could still hit, but as Papa John would say, it's kind of P-word days these days. So you're not getting them old guys. But you can get a Chipper Jones. You can get like a Howard. You know what I mean? Like them guys. Get them guys in our age or a little bit older. They can come out and play. Like, get that game back. Make that a part of All-Star Weekend. And it'll bring revenue. It'll bring, TV ratings. I'll watch that. I'll watch that over the game. That'd be
I'd
cool.
love to see Ken Griffey Jr. get another at-bat, man. Watch that swing again,
Exactly.
Even at that age, I'd love to see it.
He can still rake. These guys, get these guys out there.
Get Nolan Ryan against Robin Ventura. That would be freaking fabulous.
There you go.
The only thing I don't like
Clemens against Piazza.
Yeah.
The only thing I don't like is this the celebrity game where they have half these people aren't celebrities. They're TikTok stars and this and that. Like, I don't know, but old timer. Well, alumni game. Bring that back.
I think one of my favorite parts about the Derby was the personalities that came out, right? You got, clearly I'm Phillies biased, but you got Harper with a water bottle. Like, that was freaking awesome.
Yeah.
But you also got Vlad Jr. throwing on a Teoscar Hernandez throwback jersey to when he was on the Blue Jays and giving them pointers. Like, that's freaking cool, dude. Like, I like the bats. Freaking who was it, Gunner with the Scooby-Doo impression, like that. I got goosebumps just saying that. That was amazing. I don't know if you guys heard it, but he sounded exactly like him. So I like the personality kind of that came out in the Derby. In the game, I want to talk about it a little bit later, but I like how National League got everybody in. The American League only missed 2 pitchers. That's pretty cool. I think these guys were voted or from the fans or their coaches and peers. So I think it's important. I'm not a big participation trophy guy, but it's an all-star game. Let's see the all-stars. And then the big thing for me, you already covered, was the uniforms, but they got to do a better job with this mic'd up, man. Like, I'd love to hear these guys, but
yeah,
first couple you couldn't hear. They couldn't hear the announcers. And then if I'm a pitcher, don't give me a mic, dude. Like, I got that I don't know if that guy could hear or not, but like I got to concentrate. So first of all, I don't hurt somebody. And second of all, I don't get hurt being that close to these guys who can rake. So I think the Phils did a real nice job. You guys already highlighted it. All the position players got at least one hit, and all the pitchers, did very, very well. So I don't remember the last time I watched an entire Derby and All-Star game, but I did this year. So they're doing something right.
Having eight Phillies in it might have helped too,
Oh yeah,
yeah, just a little bit.
And I also think maybe I get why Ranger and Wheels didn't go, because they're resting, sore backs. But if they were there just for the photo op, that might have been cool too, because 6 looked cool, but 8 would have been like massive. Just following up on All-Star game. Do you guys, and Johnny, you can go first on this one. Do you think every team should have a representative?
I honestly don't think so. I don't agree with that. If you don't have someone that deserves a spot, that has the stats, you don't deserve to go. Like, this is a different sport, but I'm going to go back to, you remember the Lindros era Flyers, but right before Lindros got there, or Lindros might have been a rookie, I don't know, but right before there, the Flyers stunk. They sent helmetless Craig McTavish there. He stunk. They stunk, but he was the oldest dude, and they sent him. I don't agree with that. Like, you send the best players that are the best at their positions, who were voted on to go, and pitcher-wise, the managers and all that vote, but yeah, I don't think every team should get.
Dugan?
I actually like that, because I think that somehow there's some poor Chicago White Sox fan that has season tickets and goes to every game, and I think he wants to see one of his guys represented in the All-Star game. The game's for the fans, and I think if you start eliminating teams from the All-Star game, you're going to be eliminating fans. So I'd like that, each team is represented by at least one guy, and, it might be that poor Chicago White Sox fan's favorite player that, gets his one at bat in the All-Star game and makes his whole season, because the team's not very good. So I do like that each team's represented.
What about the Marlins, though? There's not really any Marlins fans. So.
Yeah,
that's true.
Leave them off?
That's true. Yeah, fuck the Marlins. Fuck the Fish. Fuck the Fish.
You ever see their padding, like when you're watching a game at home plate? It's like, $3 Tuesdays, like $3 tickets. I'm like, holy shit.
Well, don't just remember, we had Veterans Stadium, like $2 Chuck tickets for a long time in the 700 level, because I remember going.
The hot dog pack, right? And the hot dogs, you got Phillies Franks, you got free tickets. Yeah.
That's right.
$7. I remember my grandma paid $7 in the 700 level.
All right, so here's another reason why I like the game this year, because I heard something that I had never thought of before that was super interesting, right? And Smoltz brought it up. So if you're a pitcher and you're not throwing to your catcher, a la Burns and Rutschman, then you're giving that catcher valuable intel into how you get hitters out successfully. This intel could be shared and come back to bite you in the ass in a playoff situation. Dugan, what do you think about that? Did you hear that, first of all, and what are your thoughts?
I didn't hear that. I don't know. I mean, are they really game planning for hitters for an All-Star game like they do in the regular season? Or is he just going out there and say, hey, here's my best pitches. I'm I'm just going to throw you my best. I don't think they're really working on setting guys up to get people out like they do in the regular season. It's a I'm a big, strong guy. I can throw 95. I'm going to come out here and I'm just going to gun 95 while I'm out here and show off my arm a little bit, and then I'll break off a curveball and a changeup, and hopefully I don't give up any runs and I can get out of here. I think that's reading a little too much into. I don't think there's much strategy in an all-star game. It's more just let your natural talent flow. Whatever finger the guy puts down, I'll throw it. I don't think he's shaking. Nobody's shaking anybody off to get to. No, I want to get to my out pitch. So I think he's reading a little bit too much into the all-star game there.
Johnny.
Yeah, I agree with Dugan. No one's really game planning for that. Like, you're just going. It's pretty much for bragging rights, as it's always been. I never agreed with that whole whoever wins has home field advantage in the World Series thing. I thought that was just goofy. I'm glad they got rid of that, and it goes by the record now. But on Sports Center overnight, like, I listen to 97.5 Fanatic in the morning, but before their morning show kicks on, they got the Sports Center overnight, and the day after on Wednesday they played Paul Skeen's interview. It's very cool. Like, he's very level-headed. Like, I know there's a lot of Skeens in everybody's face, but the dude's throwing good. Like, the dude's playing good, and he's he's a down-to-earth guy. And he said when he just wanted to have fun, enjoy the moment, even though because the Kirchin said, "You were in college last year. Like, what do you think?" He's like, "Oh, this is a big stage. I was a little nervous, but," he's like, "I really want to face my heroes." He wasn't saying it in a confident way, like cocky way, like, "Oh, I'm going to strike at everybody." He's like, "I really want to face Aaron Judge. It'd be really cool." And he faced him, and it was like a ground out or whatever. But he said, "I'm just trying to learn."
He got him to roll over.
Yeah.
That was a little cocky, which was nice.
Yeah, and he was like, "You can learn whatever I can from these pitchers that are in with me, whatever they're willing to let up, because they're not going to tell all their secrets, but these guys are veterans, they've been around, little tidbits they could teach me, and I'm lucky to be here, and I would love to be back here, whatever." I thought that was cool. A lot of kids in some of these sports, baseball, wherever, are a little cocky and outside the confidence, and it was classy. And I think that's just what they're trying to do. Just not even rookies, just veterans, just bragging rights. Not even trash talk, just like, hey, the National League wants to beat American League, which is how it used to be and how it should be in the future too.
Dugan, what do you think about Torey Lavella's strategy for getting everybody in? Pulling pitchers like Sanchez after 2 pitches, 2 outs.
Yeah, no, I agree with you, Mike, with what you said earlier. I think, if you're selected to be an all-star, you should have the opportunity to play, even if it is just to come in and throw 2 pitches. Get out on the field, let the fans see you, let your fans, in Sanchez's case, the Phillies fans, get to watch him on the mound in an all-star game. So I thought he did a great job, and I think that's the job of the manager, like, make sure you get all these guys in. I wish I didn't want Harper to play as many innings as he did. I think he was still out there in like the 5th. I was hoping he would have got out of there sooner. I didn't want to see him, get hurt as that game went on. But, I thought he did a great job. I know a lot of people were pissed that, Sanchez only threw 2 pitches. But, well, Lopez, who's might be one of the best starters in the National League, only came in and faced 1 batter. So, but they all got in, and it was a great job by both managers to really highlight everybody, at least let them show why they're an all-star, quickly, even if it was just real brief, but they got out on the field. It was a good job.
Very cool. Hey guys, I heard one of you pop. I think it was you, Dugan. Just remember, when we're out and about and when we're doing this podcast, we're drinking Philly Standard. And if you're not drinking Philly Standard, at your tailgate, what the hell are you doing? Drink a beer that's made in Philly. Don't drink a beer that's made in some other town. It's like wearing a Mets jersey to CBP. You should get your ass kicked. So get yourself some Philly Standard quick.
And it's fucking good too. So
it's really good, or else we wouldn't drink it.
It's really good.
We were literally just discussing before we came on the air about the orange, and I keep saying y'all got to go down to Yard's tap room and have the lime on tap, because I thought that was amazing. But John, you want to talk a little bit about Disson?
Yeah, so let me flip through my right Diddy notes here. I just I noticed for the futures game, and I know I get it. These are young kids trying to come up, and they're trying to showcase them every year at the All-Star Weekend. My first beef is when they showed it. They showed it Saturday when actual MLB games are going on. They should show it during package it that Monday. Like you can fit all that in All-Star Monday somehow. Or the Derby's what? The Derby Sunday night usually.
Monday. It was Monday.
The Derby's Monday.
When I went last year, John, I was at the futures game last year, and it was on the Monday. That's what I'm saying. It was on that off day. It wasn't during the games.
Yeah, so it was during it, and like me and Chris and Sig and Alex, we were at the bar, and we got the Phillies game on, and then I'm like, oh, I really want to watch the future, and I keep trying to turn. But I couldn't keep up. I'm trying to watch Tyler Phillips and all. So that's a problem. Like there's no games that Sunday night. Like there's no games or whatever. So maybe put it that night or something. Figure it out between Sunday and Monday. But a little snub. The Blue Calls, Jordan Disson, having a really great year. Had a great year last year, but he's really hitting his groove this year. And I thought he got snubbed because the catcher they picked was the catcher in the Padres organization, Ethan Salas. 254 at-bats, 197 average, 1 home run, 26 RBIs, 8 stolen bases, 588 OPS. Jordan Disson's numbers blow him out of the water. And less at-bats, way less at-bats, 178 at-bats. 225 average, which is better than 197. I mean, it could improve, but I mean, it's better. 9 home runs, 31 RBIs, only 1 stolen base, but a way better OPS at 729. So I thought he dwarfed Salas's numbers. I thought he should have got a shot, but hopefully next year. But the kid's on the rise. I mean, I know I'm biased because I love watching the guy. I love watching the kid, but I mean, I expect to see him promoted to Reading by the end of the year. I really do. He's really in that groove. Calls a great game. Anytime I get to, I'll put the Phillies on one screen. I'll put Blue Calls another. I try to watch all 3 clubs. It's like the Matrix. But I mean, I really like what I'm seeing. He's really coming into his own. So I hope to see him at Reading by the end of the year, honestly.
Nice.
But hopefully we see him in the game next year.
Good job, Joni. I'm going to wrap up All-Star Talk with a trivia question. So remember how it works, guys. If you want to answer, holler your name. So there are 12 MVP winners that did not make the All-Star team between 1935 and 2021. 2 were Phillies. Can you name the 2 Phillies and bonus points for guessing the year?
What's the years again? I'm sorry, I missed.
Between 1935 and 2021, there's 12 MVP winners that did not make the All-Star team. 2 of them are Phillies. Can you name the 2 Phillies and bonus points for guessing the year?
So Dugan, Harper's won in 2021. Yeah,
that's correct.
2021.
Yeah.
I don't have the other one yet, so you're still alive, John.
Ooh. Yeah, I was gonna go Harper too. Good call. Oh, MVP didn't know.
MVP.
Rollins?
Yeah, I was gonna say Jimmy Rollins. Yeah.
What year?
Rollins? Oh, that was shit. That was 2000. Fuck, what was that? 9?
Close. You want to
I'm
guess?
going to say 2007.
2007.
Okay, I was too far. Yeah, I thought it was later.
Harper in 21, Jimmy in 2007.
That's
I'm
okay.
going to go to
That.
some comments. We've got a ton of them. So Chris is at a brewery. He's telling Steve. So
Steve, yeah.
Doesn't surprise me.
All you need to do is show Steve a picture on the wall. He'll tell you what brewery you're at.
What brewery? Yeah, exactly.
Steve,
I
know that stain.
Although his this comment, this might be more often now. He got a pool, and so he was in the pool today, not at a brewery or a dispensary, or a winery. So
he's going to start making his own beer, so he can just drink his own beer in the pool.
Bud, hang on to this one. I'll come back to it because we're going to talk about that. Let's see here. Boise. Mike, how does it feel to be completely wrong about Trey Turner? It feels fabulous.
He texts me every time Turner gets a hit. He's like, tell Mike he's not washed. Yeah.
I can't wait for the second trivia question, Boise. Steve says he likes the old 10 out rule that John was talking about. I don't know. I'm kind of on the fence because of what you were saying.
Too much.
Yeah, it's too long.
I would expect that you did not ever leave me off the hook, so I appreciate that. Bud said it was the water that got him through the derby. He's talking about Raffy, and I agree. I thought that was amazing. Let's see, Sean. They either need to do time limit or outs for home run derby. You can't do 40 pitches plus time limit. Makes the home run derby ridiculously long. I think we're all in that corner, Sean, and hopefully they figure out a way to slim it down a little bit. Papa John, fuck the celebrity softball game. In 5 years, nobody will know them. I don't know. I didn't know most of them now.
Now. I don't know half these TikTok guys. Like, that's famous now. You got to get on, make a hand puppet, open a gift. Like, you make money. 8-year-olds are making more money than them.
I just saw an 11-year-old made $23 million on TikTok and retired. That's amazing.
That's insane.
Harry's talking about the old timer game. I agree.
Yeah,
dude. I think that was a good call, Tony.
And do you remember when we were kids, they used to do Luzinski versus Dick Allen, like home run, like after a game or before a game?
Yeah. Between double headers, they would do that stuff. Yeah.
That was awesome, man.
Yeah.
So, I mean, this is what we've been talking about with this team, right? Sean's saying, hey, the Dodgers that were there weren't even around when Teoscar Hernandez won the Derby. The Phillies stayed all the way through. I mean, that's what we're talking about. This team is tight. They have each other's backs. They like each other. They police one another. I think that's all important when you talk about a run for Red October for sure.
Yeah. And did you see too? I don't know if anybody caught it, but they flashed real quick to it, and they were quick to flash away from it. It was Glasnow talking to Ohtani, and he understood what he was saying. So I'm like, what's he needing a translator for? Open up that case. Open up the case. You don't need a translator. It was his money.
Parlay Ohtani. It seems like Papa John, everything is about the money these days, so I don't disagree with you. Let's see here. Steve said, at the vet, I remember paying $5 to get in for general admission, $6 for parking, and it made me mad. I was paying more for parking than the game. It's funny. If I had to guess, Steve, I don't know this, but it's the one that makes the smoked Lebanon bologna beer, which I don't know the name of it, but Great background noise, guys. Tuning as finishing up packing my Florida for my Florida vacation. I leave tomorrow, and yes, I remember Philadelphia Standard Punch beers.
Yeah.
Attaboy.
John.
Awesome.
Attaboy.
Awesome.
So let's talk about this. Ohtani was quoted as saying that Bryce was the one that impressed him the most this week. Merit in any of that? Is he just kind of trying to get in front of if Bryce has a great second half and actually plays the field that he gets the MVP and Ohtani doesn't? Like, what do you guys think?
I think Bryce is a baller, man. I think Bryce works hard. I think he works hard every day to be a better first baseman. I think he works hard every day to be a better hitter. And so I think his work ethic comes through, and it really, people see that. I don't think Harper's fake when it comes to his preparation for games, and I know people, make fun of him for all the Philly stuff and kind of posturing with that and the fanatic and all that. But I think on the field, Harper's the real deal. The guy's a ball player from the second he steps on that field to the second he gets off it, and I think players respect players, and great respects great, and Harper's definitely great, and he keeps trying to improve. So I think he definitely made an impression on Ohtani. I'd bet on it. I'd bet he made an impression on Ohtani.
I think Ohtani bet that Harper was going to get the MVP.
Mm-hmm.
I agree with that too. Like when he first got here, I thought Harper was just trying too hard to win over the fan base. But in my mind, I'm like, bro, you signed here. We love you already. Now just go hard on out on the field, play hard, and just do your best, and we will love you. And he's done that. So I don't care if he paints his house the fanatic. Like, I don't think he's pandering anymore. Like, he genuinely loves this city, loves the fans, and Ohtani sees that. My thing is, when it comes MVP time, whoever's voting, remember, Bryce is playing a position. All Ohtani's doing is batting. Bryce is doing a lot more. It means a lot more to his clubhouse.
He's also the assistant GM, so
pretty much, right?
Right. I like this one. You guys will know a little bit better, but first time, long time Newman grad here, Delco for life. Do you see the Phils making any moves at all of note in the next 2 weeks? JC, hang on for the answer to that question in a little bit, but you guys will know better than I do about Newman.
I took it.
Yeah, Newman. Yeah,
I took his Newman. I don't know if he means Newman or.
Yeah, well, Newman used to be on its own before they combined with Goretti.
Why did they were? I don't know if he meant
they were old Catholic League South. Newman.
Well, I saw he said Delco. I didn't know if he meant Newman like college or Newman Goretti. I didn't know.
Oh yeah, Newman College too. Yeah.
Yeah.
And if this is JC with Harry the K, that's a great freaking.
That is a beautiful
avatar.
picture. That's awesome, man.
I will say, Fred says, I think he agrees with all of us. It'd be a travesty if a DH won't win MVP. So cool, guys. All right. You guys got to help me with this one. Ready? Dude, guys, if you're going to buy tickets, go to SeatGeek. Use the code DrunkBillsFan. All one word. You get $20 off your first purchase.
Wow. $20. SeatGeek.
Appreciate that. Appreciate
you
that.
hear that, Kelsey?
Drunk Bill's fan.
Yeah, no S and all caps, all one word. Appreciate you guys' help. So Johnny, Adam, who follows our Facebook page, wrote in, wants to know your thoughts on the draft.
I'm never happy when what's it, the last 5 years Phillies have drafted a lot of some high school people. I really prefer some college, like a couple years of experience or so, at least 3 years. I mean, sophomore year, it's okay. You got a couple years, then you know what it's about. You got some good coaching if you went to the right school, wherever. They did. What we were talking about last last week when I said what I would like the positions for them is catcher and outfielder. They did draft pretty good to fill those spots. They didn't. What they really needed was a left-handed pitcher. They didn't pick a pitcher for a while, but I mean, they did finally get a couple. I'm pleased. I'm pleased as far as how they did in that aspect. Like we're not going to probably see until within like the second half of this year, like these guys come in rookie ball. Maybe one sneaks to Clearwater, but it's probably going to be rookie ball for most of these guys. I'm happy that they filled the positions of need, outfield and catcher, and they got some pitchers. Like we definitely need that. We don't need any more infielders. Like we're abundant. Trade them all. They're blocked.
Any add-ons, Dugan?
No, I agree with John. I think that they attack the areas of where we're weakest in our system and at the major league level. And like you said, you're not going to know if this draft was any good for 3, 4, or 5 years down the line. I'm kind of I had the same feeling with high school guys. If you don't know how their skills are going to translate to pro ball, hitting with an aluminum bat and against high school pitching.
Yeah.
At least if you went to a major college, you face some elite pitching and you can your skills may translate a little better. But hey, they know better than we do. They got all the scouts around looking at these guys. We just read what someone else writes and make a decision. So I'll trust the Phillies and their scouts that they seen these guys enough and that they have potential to be guys that can help us down the line.
Yeah. Quick shout out too. I'm sorry, Mike.
Okay.
Quick shout out to Mattingly, because since he's been here, we were in the bottom. As of the draft, we're now the 15th ranked farm system. So we've come a long way in 3 years. So I just like to applaud him. We're doing a great job, and I hope we keep rising up. Sorry.
He's definitely doing what he was brought here to do. So that's great.
Yeah.
This question is long, so stay with me, but it goes with, what you guys were just talking about with as far as prospects, right? So I saw on another podcast today, the commentator made some valid points. The Phillies.
We lost you there.
Year window. It's not just 1 year, but it's a
we lost you. We lost you for a second there, Mike. Can you start over?
Oh, okay. Yeah. So I was watching another podcast today, and that commenter made some valid points. The Phillies roster is aging, right? There's a few-year window, so not just 1 year like this year, but a few-year window to win as many World Series titles as possible. The roster is also expensive. So winning the World Series, that outcome needs to be achieved to keep the purse strings open. So those few points, we can agree on those few points, right?
Yep.
Yes?
Yes.
All right. So having agreed on those couple of points, are there any Phillies minor league prospects untouchable at the deadline? Dugan, you start.
No. To me, prospects are suspects. And I think if you can upgrade your current major league roster with those guys being moved, I would do it. I think the Phillies, as good as they've been, best team in baseball, great first half, there's holes. Their outfield hasn't been great offensively. I think center field is still an issue. I think they could use another bullpen arm. So if you can go out and get a couple guys, especially if they have years of control, I mean, you're going to have to give something up for a guy who's got 2-3 years of control. And I would trade anybody. I would trade anybody in the system because, like you said, they're unknowns. I'd rather trade an unknown for a known that's going to help this team immediately. Because that window is small. I mean, I agree. It's probably 3-4 years unless they can keep replenishing the pitching. But these guys aren't getting any younger. Schwarber and Castellanos' deals are going to expire in the next year or two. You're going to have to replace those bats. So I think the window to win is now, this year, next year, and I'm all in. You got to be all in if you're the Phillies and try and win it within the next 2 years. And this year might be our best shot. So I trade. There isn't anybody that I wouldn't trade.
So with that being said, and maybe the ability to add, is it Crockett from the White Sox or Crochet? How do you say his name?
Crochet, I think.
Yeah, Crochet.
Would you give up Miller, Painter, and Crawford for him? Joey?
His record's not that great. I mean, he's doing okay. I was just looking; he's like maybe 8-7 or something like that. No, to the point where is there an untouchable prospect this year? No, I agree with Dugan, but one I would like to keep is Crawford. The only reason is he's the closest outfielder that has the talent that could replace Casty in a couple years. Casty's contract's done after next season. We're not resigning him. He's not coming back. Dave knows baseball. He's not coming back. So you got a guy with team control that you don't have to pay for a while. So I would like to keep him. But Painter, Miller, like our top 7 prospects outside Crawford, I'd get rid of because most of them are infielders. Like I said a couple minutes ago, you're blocked. You're not playing over Stott, Turner. You got no shot here. So, I mean, trade them away. For Crochet, no. But what I'm hearing is I saw something earlier. I heard Dave's trying to press hard for Miller and Rooker. I thought that was a rumor before, but apparently, like a lot of people are talking about it. That's gonna take at least a few prospects, maybe a player. Maybe they'll take Walker. I mean, we'll have to eat some of that, but yeah, there's nobody untouchable right now. Abel can't get below like a 7 ERA. McGarry is like a pedestrian reliever. Painter is you're banking on like the unknown really. Miller's blocked at third because you're gonna have to pay Bohm at some point, and Bohm's doing good, so why would you get rid of him? So yeah, I mean, I was on that. I'm in the camp of trying to keep an even balance, like trade some prospects, but keep some around so we don't as we give these guys extensions, you could plug somebody in the outfield or here or there under team control. You don't have to pay for 4 or 5 years, like a Crawford, like a Disson in like 3 years or so. You know what I mean? Like a guy like that.
So keeping on this line of discussion, Dugan, Lewis Robert is rated number 2 center fielder in all of Major League Baseball. What do you like about him? What scares you about him?
I mean, his power is what you like. I mean, the guy's massive, and he crushes the ball when he's right. The biggest problem with him is staying healthy. He always seems to be hurt. I don't know how great he is as a defensive center fielder, but he's got more power, than we have in the outfield right now out of any guy. He'd be the power source, and he's a right-handed bat, which the Phillies are lacking. I don't know what it would take to get him. I don't know if his injury history is what scares me. I think, and again, it's hard to judge a guy playing for a bad team, what's his motivation to play, and when good teams play the White Sox, are they going to pitch around him so he's not going to see pitches to hit because he's the one guy that can hurt you in that lineup. So maybe his production doesn't match his skills because he's getting pitched around a little bit. He's not a guy that I wouldn't hate to see him here. I mean, Christ, you could punch him right in 3, 4, 5 in that lineup, and he'd bring some thunder, But I'd like to see more of a defensive center fielder with more of a kind of a contact hitter, on base guy, a little speed. But they still do need a right-handed, some pop. Rooker, I don't know if he could play outfield, DH most of the season.
Yeah.
But the Phillies did make it to the World Series a couple years ago, with Schwarber playing most of the games in left field. So, you kind of got to yin and yang it a little bit. What's more valuable, the defense or the offense? So, but I like Robert. He big pop. One of the names that I heard mentioned today, first time I heard it, and it's a guy I've always liked, but another guy with injury history, is Cedric Mullins from Baltimore. It was a name that's been floated out there that the Phillies might have some interest in. And he's a guy with, he's got a little bit of pop. I think he's a switch hitter. Not sure if he switch hits. I know he hits from the left side. But he's a pretty good, he's a real good defensive center fielder, speed, bottom of the lineup kind of guy probably. On a Phillies roster, but he's interesting. And then Tommy Pham was mentioned again. His name always seems to be out there. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of his.
Yeah.
But if you're going to go big, I think it's Miller and Rooker. I think that's the package because I think it solves two of their problems in one swoop. I don't think we need another starter. I don't think they need another starter. I really don't. No. Once you get to the playoffs, you're only starting 4 guys. So
before Bellinger got hurt, I was thinking maybe go after him and just get a righty to platoon with Marsh, and he could have been in center, and that would have been perfect. But then he hurt his hand, and that just put that up in the bosh.
Yeah.
I'm worried about Rooker. In the left field because like we've been saying, he hasn't played in left field since May. He only played 9 games there. And then with Mason Miller, he throws hard. He's got great stuff. But he hurt his UCL last year and he declined surgery. So that worries me. Like, are we going to, like, waste a couple of years of that team control on, like, Tommy John in the future? Like, I mean, it's kind of a dice roll, I mean. But that's probably the move that we should go to.
I guess the question is, John, do you give up a couple of years with Tommy John if they win the World Series this year? And he's the key. I think you do. Yeah. I think you do. I think you do. I mean, could you imagine if you could throw him just set him as your closer, and then you have Hoffman, Alvarado, Strahm. Soto's been pitching great for the last month and a half. Yeah. I mean, that back end of the bullpen looks real scary if you add a guy like Miller to it. It looks it, and Alvarado hasn't even been great, and I still think he's, I mean,
I'm not a fan.
Yeah. I like Alvarado, but
Mullins bats left, throws left.
Okay, I wasn't sure if he was a switch hitter or not.
Yeah, I like Cedric.
Yeah, I've always liked him.
What's he 31 now? I think he's not that old.
He's got to be in that ballpark. Yeah, I mean the one guy I know we've mentioned him before. I have wanted this guy probably for the last 5 seasons. It's Brian Reynolds from Pittsburgh.
Oh yeah,
I love that guy. I've wanted him on the Phillies, for years. And if there was a way you could pry him away, because he's got a pretty good his team. It's a pretty friendly deal that he signed with the Pirates. It's not a lot of money, comparative to what he brings. I mean, the guy's an all-star every year. I would put him in that Phillies lineup. It changes everything.
Yeah, that would be a supreme game changer. I wanted him like when he was disgruntled last year before he signed that extension.
Yeah,
that he signed an extension and the extension is not too, like you said, it's not too bank breaking. Like we could, if we could figure that out. I would love him here. That changes everything.
Mullins is 29, by the way.
Oh, okay. I thought he was older. Okay, that's even better.
So, let's get to a couple of comments, and then I want to talk about second half predictions. So, guys, warm up your spreadsheets. Let's see here. I don't know what we're talking about here. Damn it. Wish I would have known that. My wife and daughters just bought tickets for August. They're going up for 2 games against Washington from North Carolina. So I don't exactly know what Fred's talking about there, but if you contact us on the page or have them contact us, if some of us are at some of those games, we'd be happy to meet up, maybe get some stickers for them. I think our farm will get even better in the next 3 to 5 years to help with players that are going to be needed to be replaced. I don't disagree with that. I do think they should unload some to make this year's squad a little bit more, a little bit stronger. I think we were just talking about that. Getting 20-something proven MLB players are the necessity. Prospects don't win championships. Fred is like shot out of a cannon, Fred. You should always do Monster or Red Bull or whatever you did before this podcast. Harry said, Harp said every year is a World Series year expectorant. Now, I don't disagree with him.
I like that word. I'm going to start using that. Expectorant.
Expectorant.
I like that.
I thought expectorant was like Mucinex, but I don't know. We'll go with it.
Harry the thesaurus.
Steve agrees with Dugan. It's this year with the way the Dodgers pitching is, we have to strike now. I'd agree with that. They have like 5 pitchers on the IL, and I think 7 or 8 overall players right this minute. Bud says 3 Buttons' best years were contract years. There's a lot of players that are like that, but I don't disagree with that.
So that's next year.
Right. Fred's a hard no on Pham.
Yes, thank you.
He was also hoping to get Bellinger. That's Dugan's guy. I think we've all kind of given up on that one.
Yeah.
Mold says, I like Lane from Washington. Perfect compliment to Marsh.
He is good. He is good.
Yeah, that's a good one too.
Yeah, I like him too.
Steve, if you could call Dave Dombrowski, that would be awesome.
And find out what brewery Dave Dombrowski likes. Maybe you can, schmooze in there and there was something.
JC said Rooker owned us. So I'm not certain that second home run landed yet. That thing was over the wall, and I think it went off of Campos or whatever it was in the air.
Chris needed to do the catch the ball outside the garage on that one.
Yeah,
that was a bomb.
Right. Now he can still do it though. He can still do it when it comes back home.
I don't know where Fred is, but
I think
he's in London.
He was the guy overseas. I saw it in the comments down there. Hold on.
Oh, okay, yeah, find it. It must be London-esque.
Yeah, I
That's
it
like
earlier.
6 hours.
Wow, 3 a.m.
Yeah.
All right. Papa John has been drinking, I think, like peach schnapps or something. Papa John.
No way, Papa John.
No way, Papa John.
He's the keyword.
Oh, he's from the
he's in Baghdad.
The Baghdad embassy, Fred.
Oh my God.
Right.
Well, if you're serving our country,
service,
Fred,
buddy.
we appreciate you. Yeah, absolutely.
Be safe.
Everyone talking about Soto still. Is Chris still chasing the ball? I don't know what that means, but
I don't know.
You lost us there, Harry.
Yeah.
We were expecting something different.
Exactly. Very good. Right before we get to some prediction talk, let's go through this last plug. So we have a really cool event coming up that we're going to go to, guys, and we'd love for you to help support it. If you guys could join us at Victory Brewing Company on the Ben Franklin Parkway, Monday, August 12th from 6 to 9 p.m. for Phillies trivia to benefit the Pennsylvania SPCA. The Phillies trivia is hosted by Taryn Hatcher and Natalie. How do I say it? Aganoff. Sorry, Natalie. Come test your Phillies knowledge and help the Pennsylvania SPCA deliver their life-saving services. Tickets are $8 because the Phillies won the World Series in 2008 and 1980, and that's N3B's number. That's what it says on their website. Go to eventbrite.com and search PSPCA to order your tickets today. And I believe that there's a certain amount of tickets, so get your tickets soon. The DPF crew will be there. Come check us out. The trivia teams are teams of 4. And I assume if you don't want to do trivia, you can just go and be at the brewery and enjoy some victory beer. But we'll all be there, and let's help make this an amazing event for the Pennsylvania SPCA. And as a side note, Natalie and Taryn are 2 names of 2 of my daughters, so that's really weird.
Yeah, I think the SPCA, the Pandemic Crew is going to be there too, and they're tied in with bets triples. So every time the Phillies hit a triple, there's a donation made to the SPCA by the Pandemic Crew for all the triples. So this is also going to help that charity out. So the Pandemic Crew will be there, the Drunk Phils guys will be there, and hopefully you guys will be there too. It'll be a fun night. I'm looking forward to it.
Awesome.
Yeah, definitely come out and see us, say hi, have a beer for a good cause.
Very cool. So let's wrap her up with some predictions, right? Predictions heading into the second half. What's the division race look like? What players are staying hot? Who's getting hot? Who's going to get healthy? Can the pitching staff continue to be as good as they were in the first half? And really anything you guys want to throw out there. Dugan, you want to start?
Yeah, no, I think this division, I think the Phillies already have it wrapped up. I think they're going to win the division pretty comfortably because I see them staying on a roll. I think Harper's only going to get better. As good as he was, I really think Harper's going to heat up in the second half. And I do see some of the guys that have struggled. I think Stott. We really need to see Stott improve. We're going to get JT back. He was probably having an all-star year before he got hurt. I don't know if Trey can stay as red hot as he's been, but he's been fantastic from day one this season. So I'm looking forward to him to continuing to be, a major player in our offense. And I do look for the Phillies to make moves to improve this team. I don't know that the pitching can stay as hot as it has been. I mean, they were out of their mind most of the season. I mean, Ranger under 2 and Sanchez in the low 2s, and I don't know if they can keep up that pace, but I think both guys are quality pitchers, and their regular numbers are good enough for the Phillies to win a lot of baseball games. And I think they're going to do that. So I'm really looking forward to the Phillies not only continuing what they did in the first half, but actually improving upon it and really starting to dominate this division by the end of the season. I think they win this. I think they win it going away.
Johnny?
Yeah, I think I agree with Dugan. I'm going to change my prediction for wins. I think we get 100 wins. I really see us getting 38 more wins out of the second half. I know we got a tough little, what they say, gauntlet coming out of the gate. Pirates, Twins, Cleveland, Yankees, Mariners, Dodgers, and D-backs. But, I mean, this is the tightest friend. This group has more of a groove and a friendliness to them and a family tight-knit feel to them more than 2022 did. Like, it's that vibe about them. Not to quote Garrett Stubbs because fuck him. But anyway, I think my man Ranger needs to get his. I'm glad he didn't pitch in the All-Star game. Take the week off. This is the most innings he's pitched in a year so far. We were talking last week about his visa issues or whatever. He's usually catching up. So I want him to get right. But, I mean, I'm not worried about Wheeler. I'm actually, for 1 year, not worried about Nola. And I'm not worried about Sanchez. Dugan got me on the Sanchez boat last year. Like, I'm all in, 2-2. Like, I love the kid. Like, if we got to go to war in the playoffs with anybody, I'll take our 4 over anybody's 3 or 4. Hands down. Like, I just need Ranger. I don't know what's going on. We were talking about the issues last week, family, this and that. Just, rest up during the All-Star game, come out, guns blazing. I hope he gets it right. But, I mean, I'll take our 4 over anybody, and our bats are going to come alive. I need Stott to come alive. I need Cassidy to do something. You know, I could see 100 wins. I can. Or late 90s, 98, 99, 100. Let's go for it.
What do you think? Can Trey win the batting title?
Yes, 100%.
Yes.
100%.
Yes.
He's a different hitter than he was last year. I mean,
Yeah.
he just seems like he's on the ball more. Even these bad swings are not bad. You know, they're not bad, and he'll shoot a ball to right field from time to time, which he was pull happy last year. I definitely think he can win a batting title, 100%. I mean, what's he at? 340 something now? 347, 348.
348, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, I think he definitely can qualify for a batting title.
Yeah,
Cool. I'm glad you think so, because I have a trivia question for you guys. So Trey Turner has the potential to win a batting title with a strong second half. Who's the last Philly to win a batting title? Extra credit if you know the year.
Ooh. Last Philly to win a batting title.
I have the comments pulled up because a couple people commented on the last one and I missed it. So I'll see if anyone knows it in the comments.
Last Philly to win a batting title. I know Dykstra was in the running in '93, but he fell off.
Yeah.
Willie McGee ended up winning it that year.
Yeah, he was off cycle because he needed to bulk up for the playoffs.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Last Philly to win a batting title. You might have to give us the year, Mike, or the range. A range.
I'll give you the year, 1958.
Oh, wow. Johnny Callison?
Callison?
No.
58.
That was before Ashburn, wasn't it? That was before Whitey.
Ashburn was still around, I think.
You can guess that one because that's right.
Whitey?
It was Whitey in 1958.
Ashburn was still around, yeah.
Our last batting champion, guys, in 1958. So
Doug Glanville was in the running too. That one year, he had a really good year. He had 200 hits the one year with us, and he was in the running for the batting title.
We had Mr. Warning Track too for a while. He was a good hitter, but he couldn't fucking field for shit. Abreu.
Yeah. Actually, Fred just guessed Abreu in the comments, but
he was a good hitter. He was a good hitter.
Yeah, he just sucked the field. Once he got that warning track, I was like a shock hour.
That's funny. All right, guys. Final thoughts, Johnny. You're we don't have bottom left today. We should have bottom. So fire away.
Yeah, I'm impressed with the first half. Love the whole All-Star thing. I hope our guys are rested, and I'm looking. We dodged Gaines this weekend coming up, and we dodged Jones because Jones is hurt. I mean, which is sad to me because I would have liked to see both of them line up against our lineup, you know. But I think we'll take 2 or 3 this weekend, and then let's see what's coming up. You know, to beat the best, you got to beat the best. Or to beat the best, you got to beat the best. Either way, it works out.
I know what you meant.
So, yeah. So, I mean, these teams coming up, you know, it's ours to lose pretty much. So let's go win a fucking ring. Oh, and fuck the Mets too.
Dugan?
Yeah, first half is over. Fucking flush that shit. It's gone. It's now put up or shut up time. This is when the Phillies have to earn their money, and all the talk and all of our we beat our chest for the entire first half here at DPF. So now, you know, the Phillies have to back that up, and they have to prove that they're the best team in baseball from now through the end of the season and win this fucking thing. Getting close isn't good enough. You know, 2 years ago it was great. We had a great run and almost, you know, made it to the World Series. Last year was a kick in the balls, losing to the Diamondbacks. I don't want to feel that way again. This team's different. This team is different. This is the year to win it, and this team needs to step up and do it. And you know, flush the first half. Those records mean nothing, and those stats mean nothing. Start over. Casty, Stott, Alvarado, the guys that struggled. Marsh. Let's go. Now's time. Turn it on, and let's fucking win this thing.
Yeah, I mean, when 1/3 of your roster goes to the All-Star game, that's pretty good, right? But they haven't played the second half yet, so we've got to kind of repeat what we did or do better than we did in the second half. We did not talk at all about JT. Like getting JT back is like getting someone at the deadline, right? This is a guy now who's had some rest. We've gotten his backups some reps. Whether you think the DJ should go down or Marshawn should go down, we know Stubbs is going to stay most likely, but they've gotten some reps now. So when JT needs a blow, I'm a little bit more confident than I was before he got hurt.
Yeah, they kept winning. They kept winning. They kept winning.
But adding him, his defense, his offense, and how he handles the pitching staff back in, I don't think he's going to be in the Pirates series. I think it's in the second series after that. That's going to be huge, guys. So looking forward to what you said, Dugan. Let's get back to business. Let's keep winning series. I think we're at 19 and Topper needs us at 30. So we need to go out and get 11 series. So the spreadsheet lines up and everything is all right in the world there. Just remember, guys, On Tap is brought to you by Pensive Technology. Check them out at pensivetechnology.com for your networking, internet, and home automation needs. And I'll give one more plug for August 12th. It's a Monday, 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. It's for the Pennsylvania SPCA, also for the Fandemic crew and their charity. It's Phillies trivia hosted by Taryn and Natalie. Come on out to Victory on the Ben Franklin Parkway. Hang out, shake hands, chat with us and the Fandemic crew. They're great guys. We get to talk to them quite often. So thanks for listening.
Can I add one more thing, Mike, before you go?
Go.
On drunkphilsfans.com, we are selling shirts that are we are donating 100% of the proceeds to Paul's. A couple of our real good friends and fans of the page, Sig and Alex, lost their dog Boomer, and Amanda and Jarrett lost their dog Rocky. So in honor of them, there's a specific shirt that we're selling, and 100% of the proceeds will be donated to Paul's in Boomer and Rocky's name. So if you don't have a DPF shirt, go get one. It's a great cause. They were both great dogs. We loved having them around, hanging out in the garage. So support the animals. Everybody loves animals, dogs, cats, gerbils, hamsters, whatever the hell you got, snakes, John likes a weasel, I think. So, but go out, check out drunkphilsfans.com, look at this shirt. All those 100% of the proceeds will go to Paul's. So buy a shirt.
Thanks, Dugan.
Yep.
Thanks everybody for listening. Fred, thanks for your service. We'll look forward to hearing about when your family's going to the game, and we'll hook up with them. Just remember, fuck the Mets, fuck the Braves, fuck Joe Carter, and fuck Nell Carter. Have a great day. Talk to you guys soon. Next time.